yes, dear, my dear, and back up around. Ricochet, across the ocean, some water ground,
Where should I start this story, anyway? Do I talk of Maxwell, Bohr, or Faraday? Or should I go back to the very beginning of the cosmos? Or maybe I could tell you about the incredible logistics required. I could start with how frequency sweeping can look like a feather in the ladder fall. Will it be a clear night tonight? Will we be able to see the stars? Will we be able to see the glow of charged particles dancing? Sitting down to write a book that comes before the book takes a willingness to write words that no one reads. It takes a commitment to follow the trail that failed experiments leave in their wake. It takes patience to sit with the busted between discovery and repetition. It takes a deep and loving relationship with repetition and repetition and repetition and repetition and repetition. Following the falling of Ekho, densities tumble. As each layer sinks lower and lower, we're keeping an eye on the ionograph and choosing our frequencies accordingly. There is another type of skywriting. Not writing in the sky, but with the sky. A joint collaborative undertaking shared between the programmer and the plasma. Tonight, you'll run your experiment for the nth time in however many years. And the question still remains. Can you do it again? Will you get the same result? Will it be a clear night tonight? Will we be able to see the stars? Will we be able to see the glow of charged particles dancing in the E-ray? body, while you're songs for me are yours. With the state dancing, in the speed gathers swirling and shining stars in the sky. And fire up the blue, so cold, saying and entangle and scatter echo. How long have you been waiting here? Can you do it again? How will you know when it's finished? Artificial periodic Imhogeneity experiments with their perpetual rebirth and decay, activating plasma, then waiting of wakefulness and rest, like circadian rhythms in the sky, measuring the time it takes to relax after the pulse wave subsides. Make a change, and once again, wait for the reaction to fade. Then make a change, and make a change, once again, and once again, wait for the change, reaction, and wait again, and make a change, and make a change, and make a change, reaction, and make a change, once again, wait for the reaction to fade, and make a change, and once again, wait for the reaction to fade. The HF heater turning on and off and on 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 and on, like a body breathing in and out. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. The heater turns on, and with a great oscillation, particles are perturbed, like green clouds of fog spoken out into the air. Aurora appears as expanding light in the dark, until the heater turns off and the airglow dissipates as charged particles return to rest until the next RF exhalation. The luminiferous puff glows and grows, dissipates and flows, glows and grows, glows and grows, glows and grows, glows and grows, glows and grows and grows, dissipates, glows and grows, dissipates and grows, glows and grows and glows and grows, glows and grows, glows, dissipates and slows, glows and grows, dissipates and slows. You have a wave, and it propagates. Particles are perturbed, like green clouds of fog spoken out in cold air. Cycle of wakefulness and rest. How long have you been waiting here? How will you know when it's finished? Can you do it again? conversation, the flame so rumination, we disturb, we perturb, we forget, we drown, the things I honest feel, well, it's a conversation, the flame so rumination, and radio waves. When we mention, we disturb, we perturb, we forget, we drown, the things I honest feel, well, it's a conversation, the flame so rumination, and radio waves. Yeah, I can see my complicity, but simply seeing it doesn't absolve it. So I find myself sitting still with this discomfort. I don't know what I was thinking. Somehow, I thought I might be able to make some grand poetic work, reflecting on the tensions between pure scientific research and the implications of the funding of that research. I thought that if I looked hard enough, read enough, talked to enough people, that I would come to some grand revelation or some deep, insightful truth. But that was incredibly naive of me. The deeper I try to dig, the more entangled things become. My heart hangs like a pendulum, swinging between awe and unease. But unease is not the highest point in the swing. Unease is the gravity at the bottom of the arc that keeps the pendulum swinging between awe and curiosity, between desire and discovery, tying the smallest of subatomic particles to the vast expansions of the cosmos. And so here I am, sitting still with this discomfort. Confess, I will most likely let you down. I thought I could give you cause to pause and reflect, but there's a critical flaw in that approach. Reflecting only moves the light from one place to another. And geometric optics are not precise at quantum scales. It would have been so much better if instead of causing you to pause and reflect, I could cause you to pause and ourselves. But I couldn't quite figure out how to do that. I tried looking at difference patterns of differences that mattered. In doing so, I realized I had to look as much at my own coordinates as at yours. To look at our amplified crests and troughs, and to make room for the stillness of our phase cancellation. But there's no such thing as stillness. Things only appear to be still because of their speed. They're moving either too fast or too slow for us to perceive. Be no making peace, the possible implications of application. Where was I going with this? What was I looking for? How will we know when we're finished? with the Brownian motion of the moon. So is it not so, if we are studying spinning stardust in the sky, do we not also learn more about the motion in our very bones? But does this justify the garden gods for complicity with other interests? And how do we know the things that we know? How do we know the things that we know? How do we know the things that we know? How do we know the things that we know? Last time I was here, I spent some time in the array in the mornings before experiments began. I took some photos, shot some video, and recorded some sounds. At one point, a great snowy owl. Well, I think it was a snowy owl. It certainly looked great to me. But, I can't be sure. Anyhow, I digress. At one point, a really great owl watched me from its perch on one of the crossed dipoles. I think that was an owl that just came from a distance, swooped over me, but didn't come down below the grid of the ground plane. Sitting on a tower at the other side of me now. It's a little far away, and I think he might be sitting there watching me. As I walked along with my sound recorder, the owl followed me for a while, flying from dipole to dipole as I explored the array below. In preparing for this project, I read so many references to gyroharmonics. It got me wondering, what about gyromelodics or gyrotonics? Gyrochromatics, or gyrodiatonics, entering into a game of call and response with the sun. All these metaphors of ions singing, playing, sketching, dancing, these don't work at all. Metaphors break down, they split, they quantize. Even this metaphor is breaking down right now. Where was I going with this? What was I looking for? Tonight, you'll run your experiment for the nth time in however many years. And the question still remains. Can you do it again? Will you get the same result? And I think about that owl and the way it played with me as I walked the array below. How long have you been waiting here? How will you know when it's finished? apparatus end, my friend? Experiment design, control station, transmission lines, antenna array. Or is it the ionosphere? And if so, just how far, my dear? Satellites and receivers, scholarly peers, interpreters, data sets and their papers. Through the apparatus end. Where does your apparatus end? Where does your apparatus end, my friend? Where does your apparatus end? Where does your apparatus end, my friend?